which have the impact on the startup effectiveness parameters called as the dependent variables of this study. There are three: business upscaling, Atmanirbharta, that is self-reliance, and socioeconomic status. As we move on, just to brief on the daily hazards that were taken into consideration, we are trying to find out the mediating effect of that particular variable on those effectiveness parameters. The review of literature was made for the period from 2016 to 23, and the major areas on which this review was carried out are going to be there before you. ICT and business growth, whereby the studies state that yes, ICT infrastructure enhances the efficiency and growth of the startups. There is a digital transformation in the ICT ecosystem which fosters the upscaling. We have Atmanirbharta through digital infrastructure, which is promoting the self-reliance, and robust ICT ecosystems which encourage technical self-reliance. Government policies and socio-economic status impact, which is talking about the policies influence on the self-reliance of entrepreneurs and the supportive policies thereof which boost the indigenous tech development. As we move ahead, we have to see the challenges in ICT ecosystem, and thereby the challenges which are faced are prominently mentioned here as cyber security, resource constraints, and skill gaps. And therefore, we have the mediating role of ICT daily hazards, which acts as a mediator in this startup dynamics. As we move ahead, we are to understand the objectives of this research. There are two objectives for this research which were taken into consideration by the researchers. The first is to determine the role of ICT ecosystem on startup effectiveness parameters, which are there before you: business upscaling, Atmanirbharta, and socioeconomic status. The second objective is the role of ICT daily hazards on these startup effectiveness parameters. As we have found it that there's a mediating role, and therefore that forms the objective of this research. As we move different startups from three districts belonging to two different states, Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh, and namely Shahdol, Anuppur, Gorilla, Pendra, Marwai, were considered. Just to give you a background, these are social economic backward districts insofar as their nature is concerned. Coming to the demographic profile, the first aspect, the gender, is male domination with 98% of entrepreneurs belonging accordingly. Then we have the age. If we consider the age of startups, then most of the, if you consider the age of the entrepreneurs, then it is between 28 to 37, which is the largest chunk, contributing to 53% of the overall stats. Retail was the largest sector whereby the startups were found, followed by food processing, dealership, few in digital services, and some in health and fitness. As we move ahead, the startup age. There are many startups which are recently established. About 25% are the ones which have just about. The self-funded nature of the startups is found to be the largest, 82%, and the external funding is then by 18%. If we consider the association by these startups, then it is preferred to go with sole proprietorship as a type of business, and followed by the number of associates as mentioned as 1, 2, and respectively 3 and 4. It was found that the startups, the entrepreneurs are interested to go ahead with a sole proprietor form. Startup investment considered in lakhs, if we see, then 2 to 5 lakhs was the largest classification proportion that we found there with 49%, since as I said you the nature of these particular districts, and followed by even 10 and above with 15% also is a major amount if you consider these areas. Moving ahead, investment in ICT, if we find then it is up to 10 lakhs by 92% of the different startups. Coming to the model of the study, ICT ecosystem being the independent variable has impact directly on the effectiveness parameters and at the same time has impact on the effectiveness parameters through this mediating role of ICT daily hassles, which can be explained there through the business upscaling, which has an impact later on Atmanirbharta, followed by socioeconomic status and impact on socioeconomic status by business upscaling. There were 10 different null hypotheses that were formed. With the positive time, I would like to say that first 3 hypotheses are trying to measure the relationship between the independent variable and the startup effectiveness parameters. The fourth hypothesis is talking about the mediating variable and the independent. Hypothesis 5 and 6 along with the next, which will be there as 7, is trying to establish the relationship between daily hassles, that is a mediating variable, and ICT ecosystem along with a startup effectiveness parameter. Followed by that, hypothesis number 8, 9 and 10 are respectively talking about the mediating variable on the startup effectiveness parameters. As we move ahead with the measurement scales, the researchers tried to find out a suitable scale for this particular research, but it wasn't found, and hence they created and adjusted the scales based on these different variables. The scale encompasses relevant items, each aspect of which was studied. The Likert scale was considered as a 5-point Likert scale, gauging from agreement to disagreement, having the neutral aspect as undecided, and the reliability testing which was done expressed the Cron alpha test's result as more than 0.7, which is found to be reliable for going ahead, and validity confirmation was ensured. We talk about the correlation. We understand that there is a negative correlation between the independent and the mediating variable, whereas there is positive correlation between independent and the dependent variables. Interdependence highlight is talking about the positive correlations nurturing ICT ecosystem, which influences the effectiveness parameters. Composition clarity is trying to say here the negative correlation through distinct compositors. And we have strategic decision support about the correlation insights that guide the strategic decisions. Followed by the positive impact emphasis, correlations are highlighting the pivotal role of the ICT ecosystem.
So last 5 minutes to go, please.
Yes, madam. Regression and mediation. The mediation assessment talked as the mediating role of the ICT-DH between ICTS and business upscaling. There is an insignificant indirect effect of ICT-DH on business upscaling, which supported the null hypothesis 5. ICT-DH daily hassles does not play a significant mediating role between the independent variable and business upscaling. Insofar as Atmanirbharta is concerned, daily hassles act as a mediator role between ES and Atmanirbharta, and there is inconclusive mediation as stated here. With respect to the discussions that we had so far, this is just a glimpse for you to ponder, whereby the ICT adoption, awareness and infrastructure are dealt with these different aspects of the research. The conclusion for this research is classified into 3 major points: technology and success, which is crucial for the startups. Investment in ICT is what enhances the competitive advantages, and resourcefulness for the growth. If we go ahead with the references, then there were 3 different categories in which we can get them. Is exploring ICT impact. If needed, the list can be displayed before you. We have mediating dynamics, and then the comprehensive insights, just with a very quick outline. Thank you very much. and you're welcome, open to the questions.
Yeah, thank you, Hani. Within the time you have presented, now house is open. Now I will ask about the jury members.
Yeah, you have been talking about ICT.
Yes, ma'am.
I think your whole paper talks about ICT. So you talk about the startups only, ICT startups or what? How is it? Because
Not
that is
only ICT startups, madam.
Then in what way then ICT word is relating in your paper?
It is role of ICT ecosystem on the use of ICT ecosystem by the startups. The majority of them belong to the retail sector.
So your sample is retail sectors.
No, madam, not purely retail. It was retail, food processing, health and fitness, along with some which are into ICT also.
So it is a heterogeneous
I'm
group.
talking about yes, madam.
It's a heterogeneous group with ICT.
ICT ecosystem which is used by these different startups.
So ICT is what? Dependent variable or independent? here?
Independent variable, madam.
So what are the dependent variables here then?
Dependent variables are business upscaling, Atmanirbharta, and socio-economic
Okay,
status.
Atmanirbharta is a government scheme.
Yes, madam.
It's up to 20 lakhs we are going to give.
Okay.
Right? That's what during that COVID, I think our Prime Minister introduced that.
Yes, madam.
Yes or no? 20
Yes,
lakhs we are giving because MSc
Yes, madam.
within a 1 week, I think they are sanctioned. So you have taken only in that period sample and you have worked on this paper.
No, madam, not like that.
And
No,
then-
not only in that period. It
then-
was even conducted about 5 to 6 months before, madam.
So what kind of an ICT impact you have seen here?
Madam, ICT impact which was seen is like the different ICT tools and
No, you
software.
please specify to us.
Yes, madam. Should I
ICT means it can be even one computer becomes
Yes,
ICT.
no,
phone.
not madam.
You tell me
yes,
what are
the
ICT
various
tools?
ICT tools which were used, like we can say productivity office tools. We're talking about ERP. We are stating about the cloud computing technologies which were used, and at the same time, the various other software which
So
can
all
be
these
used by
tools
them.
are differentiated in each type. So
Yes,
the
madam.
particular business will take each type of a tool. Not every
Not every.
tool can be used by every organization.
Yes, madam.
So I think paper should be specific over there.
Right, madam.
Right?
We
Now
had a
suppose if
different
this
paradigm.
particular tool, if AI is used, which organization it will be effective? That will give a better result.
Thank you for the suggestion, madam.
Yeah,
We had a
and
different paradigm.
correlation, you have given negative correlation there.
Yes, it
I
is
think-
between the independent variable and mediating variable, madam.
So it is negative.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
have you removed that when it
Yes,
is negative?
Yes,
Have
madam.
you considered for the further analysis?
No, madam.
So it's totally negative. Mediating variables.
Mediate only insofar as the independent and mediating variable is concerned. If you consider the independent variable and its direct impact on the effectiveness parameters, that is dependent variables, it is positive.
Oh,
ma'am.
independent and dependent is positive.
Yes, yes.
Mediating is negative.
Yes,
here.
madam. Yes, madam.
Thank you, madam. Now we go for the audience. Yeah.
Should I go?
Gentlemen,
Yes.
best of luck for the good presentation.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
One thing I noted, there is a direct relationship between independent variable and dependent variable,
Yes.
and a negative relationship between mediating variable and the ultimate dependent variable.
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes.
Yes, yes.
And when the two impacts are being combined, the outcome result will be neutralized. And
Yes.
we don't find that the result is in coherence with the hypothesis.
Sir,
And
it is.
the outcome variable, the outcome result is defaulting
Huh.
and which is not giving the valid result. And this needs to be corrected with some further model, with
Okay.
further test.
So
I
there
believe
is
that
scope.
there is a fallacy in the application of the test.
Yes,
You
sir.
please see into it. It is
Yes,
my
sir.
observation. Maybe I may not be correct, but
Huh.
hopefully I am correct.
Sir, I would just like to.
Yeah, you are going
Thank
to
you
be
very much.
incorporating in
Yes,
coming
yes.
paper. Yeah, excellent.
Noted,
Yeah,
sir.
yes.
Only I could not go
Any,
with the
any
text.
questions from the audience? Yeah.
In a period of only 6 months, how did you operationalize your socio-economic effect? That was the dependent variable, right? The last dependent variable was the socio-economic effect.
Status.
So the ICT was affecting the socio-economic status of the startup, right? In a period of 6 months, do you think, first question, do you think it is appropriate time period to measure socio-economic effect?
No.
Number two, how did you operationalize socio-economic effect?
Yes. Madam, thing is that, as you say, I agree with you, it's really a short period of time. But the thing is that, when
So
we
in coming
consider-
paper, you are going to take the longer period. Take up 10 periods, 10 years,
I will.
okay? Yes, excellent. Next, any question?
Sorry, madam.
Yeah.
I cannot explain.
Okay, thank you.
For coming paper, please take care. What are the suggestions made by the jury
Okay,
member
okay.
and delegates?
Because you say I
Suggestions
will
also
leave.
good. Madam,
Thank you
you
very
have to
much.
take the longer period.
Thank
not
you
short
so
period.
much.
Thank you
Yeah.
much indeed.
Welcome the
sir.
next participant.
Yeah. Next we have Miss Sarita Kumari Singh. Up next we'll have Miss Kaushiki Singh. You can be available near the dais, please. Thank you so much. After the remaining these two presentations, we'll have the technical session too, please. So all the due participants, be ready. Thank you.
Your is second person, Sarita Kumari Singh? Yes. Where is Sarita Kumari Singh? You are. I am looking for this boy. So we welcome Sarita Kumari Singh. She is going to present her paper exploring user experiences, assessing the usability and perceptions of using about AI, a driven banking system with chatbot. Please welcome her with your claps. And madam will present within the 15 minutes. Better than good luck to you, madam.
Thank you so much, sir. Good morning, all of you present over here, respected jury member. I'm Sarita Kumari Singh, a research scholar from KIIT deemed to be university, along with my supervisor, Professor Jayant Kumar Parida, sir. So today I'm going to present on the topic exploring user experiences, assessing the usability and perceptions of AI-driven banking sectors with chatbots. So this is the presentation outline. This is how I'm going to present the total topic. So coming to the introduction part, as you know that in today's world, AI plays a very important role, and it is not even limited to research papers, rather it has spread like a fire in all the fields, and banking is no exception to it. And even I will be saying that banking is one of the prior and first adopter of digital transformation in any economy, as it is a very important part of any economy which wants to sustain in a long run. So this is the total introduction part, in which you can see in the diagram that you can see how different digital transformations has taken part in banking sector, starting from 1980s to 2016. So right now you can see in 2016 itself, AI and ML had a very important role to play in the banking sector, and I hope that all of you sitting over here must be using chatbots, different chatbots. So coming to the Indian sector, SDFC was the first bank which introduced chatbot in 2017, that is EVA. So coming to the significance of the study, as you know that digital transformation is very important, and without it you cannot sustain in the market. Whether it may be the customers or maybe it is the banking sector itself, to be competitive, to use its resources effectively, they have to adopt to the digital changes which are coming along. So that's why it is very inevitable for any organization to leave it, and as well as it has its own competitive advantages. It saves the value and it saves the time of the employees to think upon the important factors rather than going for the general things, handling the normal queries of the customers. So I have done the literature review. I'm not going through the detailed literature review right now. So coming to the objectives of my study, the objective is to determine the behavioral intention of the customers towards the use of chatbots in their banking activities, and the second one is to assess the usability and user perceptions of AI-driven banking systems with chatbot integration. So coming to my methodology, I have used quantitative research, as I have collected data using the questionnaire method, and I have employed 5-point Likert scale, and I have quantified the qualitative thing into the numbers. So that's why it is a quantitative research. And as I told, I have used questionnaire survey having 5-point Likert scale, and the sampling was done as purposive sampling, because I have collected data only from those people who are aware about chatbots, who are using chatbots in their daily life, so that I can find out what are the different views they are having. Coming to the variables which I have taken, first of all, I would like to draw your attention towards the model which I have taken as the base. I have taken technology acceptance model as the base, because it is a chatbot are a new thing, and we have to see what is the acceptance level of different consumers. So I have taken technology acceptance model TAM, and I have included new constructs to it so that the model will be more robust. So coming to the dependent variables and the independent variables, my dependent variable is the attitude towards chatbots and intention to use, and coming to the independent variable, it is perceived ease of use, perceived usefulness, perceived trust, perceived risk, customer support, personalized recommendations. Now I want to draw your attention to one important factor over here that all of you must be knowing in TAM. The 4 factors which are taken is attitude, behavioral intentions, intention to use, and perceived ease of use, perceived usefulness. But I have included some more, that is is perceived trust, perceived risk, customer support, personalized recommendations. So to make the model more robust, I've taken the help of one American professor as well for this. So coming to the data analysis part, I have used partial least square method, PLSM, and I have done as per the literature review and as per my survey as well, all the constructs which I had taken, they were reflective in nature. So I have done according to that 4 tests, that is 2 validity test and 2 reliability test to check my model robustness. Coming to the hypothesis testing, it has been done by using the path analysis, and the model fit has been checked by using SR, MR and Q-square predict. So as I told you that in TAM I have included few more factors. So how I have included those factors, as I already told that chatbot is new, and when anybody using a new technology in today's world, when deep fake AI is there, people are perceiving risk, they are hesitating to use it. So you can see in this survey has not done by me, the source has been given over there. So you can see that a large number of consumers are hesitating, they are not very confident that what is the security of chatbot when they are sharing their banking details, when they are using their voices over the chatbots, they don't know what security is there. So you can see in the very right hand side that even people are more confident in using the chatbots for shopping purposes, but they are not very confident while using it in the banking reason, because financially they are more risky. So these are the constructs which I have used. Because of the time limit, I'm not going to describe all the meanings and what questionnaire I have taken, but I will be giving you a brief preview, as I told that the different constructs which I have taken. So here are they, and the meaning has been given. I have the references has been given as well, and what questions were asked to validate, to check the reliability and validity of the constructs has been given. And from this scale which I have taken was adopted scale from different papers. I have not generated the questionnaire on my own. It is a standard scale which I have taken, and from where I have taken, the authors has been given. So coming to my conceptual framework, this is my conceptual framework which I have designed. Like you can see that I have taken new models, that is perceived customer support and personalized recommendation, as well as perceived risk into the picture, and to study what impact it is having on the attitude towards the chatbot. So accordingly, the hypotheses were framed. The first hypothesis you can see, it is that there is a positive impact of perceived customer support on the attitude towards chatbot, because whenever chatbots are information systems, so whenever anybody is using it, if there is a good customer support, obviously it will be having a positive impact. So keeping that in mind, the first hypothesis was framed. The second one is perceived ease of use, its impact on perceived usefulness. How much easily or how much without anybody's support you are able to use that chatbot, the interface. So it is having some effect on the perceived usefulness, and both of them are having impact on the attitude towards chatbots. And as I told that perceived risk has been taken into account, so that also I have taken the study into consideration. And by seeing the previous literatures, it was found out that personalized recommendation becomes a very important part in chatbot, because whenever you are dealing with any chatbot, obviously they remember whatever you have taught previously. So they give you personalized recommendations, personalized spendings, your spending habits, and in what type of things you can invest your money, and a lot of things. So that's why it is having a direct impact on the intention to use. So this is my conceptual framework which I have framed. So these are the hypotheses which I have already discussed with you people. So I think that we can skip this part. So coming to the sample size, I have used G-star par to determine what sample size I will be taking into consideration. So my model was having maximum 4 constructs for one. So that's why the minimum sample size which I have to consider is 262. But I have collected 272 responses for this purpose, and the questionnaire was formed and circulated using Google Forms. But I have received some 300 responses. Some were not forming part of my research because they were incomplete, so that's why I have taken 272 responses. This is the demographical profile of my paper. So you can see that predominantly males have taken participated, and majority of the respondents were from the age group of 25 to 35, and the majority of them were graduates and having an income level of 10 lakhs to 20 lakhs. So before going to test my model or to check the relation, correlation, regression between any given constructs, I have to first check the common method bias, because as I told, I have used 5-point Likert scale. So while responding, as all of us know that there were 24 questions. So what we do is we just click 1, 1, 1 or 2, 2, 2. So I have to check whether the common method bias existed or not. So the questionnaire was, the common method bias was not there because my VIF value is less than 3.3, so it was good to go. Coming to the measurement model assessment, the results are given over here. As I told that for the model test, I will be using 2 validity tests and 2 reliability tests, as you can see in the Cronbach's alpha, to check the internal consistency of the answers which were provided. So they were more than 0.7, so well accepted, and composite reliability was also tested, as well as AVE is tested for the outer models, the exogenous variables, and the outer loadings has been given over here for each item of each construct. So these are the results. Actually, I have taken 2 more variables in the perceived customer support, but it was not, the Cronbach alpha was not good, so I have
Madam,
removed
5
it.
minutes to go, please.
Okay. So, coming to the discriminant validity, I have used Fornell-Lacker criteria to check the correlation. You can see there is a positive correlation between attitude and intention to use. All the hypotheses were supported except the perceived risk. It is having a negative relation with the intention to use. It is very obvious if somebody will be perceiving it risky to use, so the intention to use will be less. So if perceived risk is more, the intention to use is less. If trust is more, then perceived risk is less. So you can see there is a negative correlation. Coming to the structural model assessment, I have used you can see the R-square result and adjusted R-square result. So you can see that the attitude can be measured by 71%, it can be measured by the criteria which I have taken, and you can see there is not much difference between the adjusted R-square and R-square, so the model is good. I can feel that. And coming to the effect size, it is a predictive power which can say that what amount of effect each construct is having on the different construct. So it has been given, and the SRMR value is well less than 0.08, so the model is good. It is having a good model fit. So this is the total result of my structural model equations, whatever I have taken. So you can see that the highest, the path coefficient is highest in the perceived ease of use to perceived usefulness, that is 0.813. This is the total results which I have showed you in the tabular form. It is in the SM structural model I have shown. It consists of R-square and path coefficient along with its p-values. So as you know that SEM is used, I could have easily used correlation regression, but why I have used SEM? SEM has been used so that the model fit can be assessed and it can be checked whether the model which I have developed can be a part of different age group, different country. So that's why I have done the Q-square predict, and you can see each variable or each item, how much it can predict the construct that has been given by the Q-square predict. So coming to the findings of my study, as you have already seen that perceived risk is having a negative impact on the intention to use, and attitude is well getting affected by the perceived ease of use, perceived usefulness, as well as the perceived customer support, and the personalized recommendation positively impacts the intention to use. So the implications are such that we have already found that people are hesitant in using the chatbots, seeing the risk factor. So the government can frame some rules, some policies, so that the people will be more confident in using the chatbots for the financial purpose, as well as the banking institutes can see these results and they can have a competitive advantage how to build the model. And as I already told that if the interface will be easier to operate, not much fancy going here and there, then people will be more confident in using it. So the conclusion part is over here. So findings also, one thing I left, that my findings are in accordance with certain previously done reviews on different topics. So I have given the references as well.
Okay, thank you so
Yeah,
much.
congratulations.
Thank you. Thank
Okay,
you.
it is a very good paper, but I have 2 questions to you to ask.
Yes, sir.
That is, you have taken 272 as your sample size. So what was the universe? Have you determined it? Do you have any idea about the universe? So from where you have just drawn out these 272 samples?
Sir, I have used G-star par for that.
Tell the universe value.
Universe value, ma'am, sorry, I don't have any idea about
That
it.
is, that you have
Actually,
to take
the
care.
people who are using chatbots, that should
You
be
don't have the universe, universe is infinite, yes, sir.
Yes, yes.
And
That
then
is what-
another question is that why the partial least square structural equation model you have used for the data analysis?
Sir, I have used partial least square because I wanted to predict the model fit. Whether if this same model will be used in different countries, different perspective, different age group, whether it will be giving the same result, whether it will be having the equal predictability as it is having for my sample size. So for different sample sizes, it will be having the same predict or not. For that, I have used PLSM.
But your model fit is less than 50%, 0.3, 0.4.
Yeah.
So when it is less than 50%, I cannot proceed at all in
Ma'am, it is
real value
SRMR.
research.
No, ma'am, it is SRMR. That is standardized residential.
That's Q square.
No, ma'am. Q
Q
square
square is
predict-
all less than 0.5%, 0.50 I can say.
Ma'am, for Q square predict, as I have already told that if it is more than 0.25, I can say that it is medium effect is there. So, ma'am, for each items it has been given, the predict. I cannot say that it will be, it's equally important for all the samples, but yes, it can predict it average, that I can say.
So your result will be average, not accurate.
Results are median.
Now two more thing, path analysis you use the word and SEM also.
Yes, ma'am.
You cannot use two words.
Path coefficient.
No, you have done even path analysis. I saw path analysis word and you have used even structural equation model also.
Ma'am,
Two
it is
words-
path coefficients.
No, somewhere in
Listen.
the slide I saw path analysis.
Okay, ma'am.
Don't use it. And two more changes you have to do in your paper is, you have used a type of research as quantitative research. It's an empirical research yours.
Okay, ma'am.
And one more thing is that hypothesis testing you have written and put a dash and used path analysis. Don't use that.
Okay, ma'am.
It's wrong. I think you have different models. You have not used any fintech models here.
No, ma'am, right now, no.
Like you have models like wealth tech, alternative credit scoring. There are some 3-4 models. Probably can use any one model to do your research.
Ma'am, I have used TAM, Technology Acceptance Model.
Technology
TAM.
acceptance. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, audience, would you like to give any suggestions or any thing? So nice, research scholar Sarita Kumari Singh. We wish you that you can become a professor in coming days.
Thank
All
you
the
so
best.
much, sir.
Good luck for you.
Thank you, madam. Up next, we have Ms. Kaushiki Singh. Next, we'll have technical session 2. So I request Ms. Amandeep Gill and Ms. Asmita Khanna to be near the dais. Thank you. I repeat, all the presenters, please ensure, because we need to submit the hard copies of your paper to jury members, please ensure that you're mailing your papers to arushijjain2005.aj@gmail.com. Please, thank you. And the PPT as well, PPT and the paper, hard copy, so that it can be printed. So you just send the soft copy, we'll get the printed hard copy for you, as well as your presentation. Thank you.
Is it technical session 2?
3, sir. Now it is a technical session 3, serial number 3, sir. She is Kaushik Singh. She is going to present her paper on exploring the nexus of entrepreneurship, innovation and career planning and empirical investigation through SEM. Through empirical investigation through SEM. Madam, you are welcome. Now your time starts now, please.
Good morning, everyone.
Please welcome with your folded hands and encourage the
Very good morning
participants.
to all.
Welcome you, madam.
The topic for my presentation today is exploring the nexus of entrepreneurship, innovation and career planning and empirical investigation through SEM. Myself, Dr. Kaushik Singh, Assistant Professor in the Department of Commerce, Dr. Shakuntala Mishra, National Rehabilitation University. Addressing youth unemployment is a significant corner for the worldwide government to more concern. In India, the likelihood of rising unemployment is high due to the increasing number of graduates entering the job market each year and the strain on the public sector and the ongoing development of the private sector. In such circumstances, where opportunities are limited, entrepreneurship presents a viable solution for mitigating unemployment and its related issues. Youth entrepreneurship not only combats unemployment but also empowers youth individuals to take charge of their futures by establishing their own business. Mentoring, coaching and counseling serve as a supportive structure and act as a process catalyst. The choice to leave the standard work and start a business is a crucial one influenced by career planning factor. Hence, it is crucial to emphasize and enhance career planning. Providing support and guidance and education is a significant component of career planning, as they play a vital role in the success of young individuals embarking on their entrepreneurial journey. The growing emphasis on entrepreneurship and innovation has led to a rising trend among young people to start their own business. And to adapt to this shift, career planning must incorporate in the element of innovation and entrepreneurship. This research explores the correlation between career planning and entrepreneurship and how entrepreneurship contribute in fostering innovation among Lucknow youth. There are many definitions being given here. Only I just want to say entrepreneurship is the identification of opportunities followed by the establishment of the new venture, while the innovation relates to the development, adoption and exploitation of the value-added activities in economic and social areas, and it is a key factor for competitiveness and growth. The career planning is the deliberate path by which an individual gain insight into their personal skills. So the study subject area is youth. Young generation. The term youth is typically defined by the Government of India as individual age between 13 to 35 years. However, for my research paper, I have bifurcated it into two. One is from 18 to 24 years, which the data has been gathered for the studying students in the university or colleges, and 25 to 35 has been taken for the workforce group, and this bifurcation is done by me just for the ease of my data collection. By going through the literature review, I come across with the following research gap, that in today's era, the youth entrepreneurship is seen as an innovative strategy to integrate young people into the increasing competitive job market. Even though the government actively encouraging and promoting entrepreneurship, the relatively low number of startup initiated by the young individual, they suggest a certain hesitancy towards this entrepreneurship. Despite these observations, there remain a lack of comprehensive insight into how young people perceive career decisions related to entrepreneurship and the various factors that either encourage or hinder their choices, and hence the existence of this information gap emphasizes the necessity of empirical evidence in order for the appropriate authorities to conduct and implement the evidence-based intervention. Depending on the period and the place, the numerous researchers investigated various aspects influencing the young entrepreneurship. Given the absence of any universally accepted standard model, this study has developed a conceptual framework based on my literature review, that is career planning impact the entrepreneurship and the entrepreneurship impact the innovation. The research objective by this conceptual framework I have drawn to analyze the relationship between career planning and entrepreneurship for youth of Lucknow district. The other one is to analyze the relationship between entrepreneurship and innovation for youth of Lucknow district, and to offer the suggestion for enhancement of entrepreneurship among the youth through innovation of Lucknow district. So, this research framework outlines the study scope and serve as a guide for me to test the proposed hypothesis with the context of the Lucknow district. The following hypotheses were investigated in an attempt to achieve the objective. The number one hypothesis, the null one, is that there is no significant relationship between career planning and entrepreneurship of the youth of the Lucknow district. The alternative one is there is a significant relationship between career planning and entrepreneurship for the youth of the Lucknow district. The second hypothesis is there is no significant relationship between entrepreneurship and innovation for the youth of Lucknow district, and there is a significant relationship between entrepreneur and innovation for the youth of the Lucknow district. The overall research methodology is under one screen only, that the research approach being used by is the quantitative approach as well as empirical investigation as to involve conducting the statistical analysis. The sampling framework is the participant. They are sourced from the colleges and industries situated both in the urban and the rural areas of Lucknow district. The sampling method is multi-stage random sampling method, so that there will be the equal chance for everybody to get participated in it. While for the sample size, my sample size is 404 participants. Actually 500 questionnaires were distributed, 440 I have only received, and in that I found 404 genuine for my further test. This is to draw to your attention that the sample size is determined using the variety of method and calculations for estimating the acceptable number of samples from the population Johnson and Gill's 20 10 method of sampling based on the desired accuracy is used, which state that sample size of 384 is good enough at the variance of the population of 50%, confidence level 95%, 5% margin of error if the population is above 1 billion crore and above billion. However, 404 eligible responses were analyzed and obtained to test my further data. The data collection has been done through questionnaire. A closed type of questionnaire has been used and a 5-point Likert scale is used. This study has adopted the questionnaire style for career planning from Chetna and Mahopatra 2017, entrepreneurship from Yasin and Yusuf 2019, and innovation is extracted from the Patel K 2010. The question is divided into 4 sections, A, B, C, which are for A is for career planning, B is for entrepreneurship, and C is for innovation, and the D is for the demographic profile, where I have taken name, gender, occupation, and academic qualification. As we can see, the demographic profile for the gender, it is apparent from the analysis that 52% were male and 48% were female respondent from 18 to 24 age group as participant, and 25 to 35 age, 59.8% were male and 40.1% were female. For academic qualification also, 12.5 respondent were 12th grade, 46.5 were graduate, 29 were postgraduate, and 17 were other qualified. And in this other, I have taken diploma. And the same, as you can see in here also, you can see that 25 to 35%, we have 2.94 12th pass, 69.6 graduate, 30.39 postgraduate, and 5.88 in the other one. And the occupation basis, we have the result in the range of 18 to 24, 73% were students, 2% were government employees, and 8% were private employees, and other are 17. In other, it includes the trainee, internship, and contractual as well as temporary employees. The reliability test has been conducted to employ to check the internal consistency of the construct, which is being assessed using the Conback alpha. A construct is reliable only if the value of the alpha is greater than 0.70 according to the higher ETL 2016. The result revealed that career planning scale with the 4 items were found to be reliable. As you can see, it is 0.87, and the entrepreneurship scale with the 5 item entrepreneurship 0.83, and career planning with 0.72. Hence the result shows that all the constructs are reliable and effect can be measured. So here is the application of the exploratory factor analysis is used to check whether the items are loading on the construct or not. Here I have used KMO, which is used to ensure the sampling adequacy, and the KMO 0.882, which categorize under great. And Bartlett test of sphericity is used to check the correlation between the items. Here the values are shown, which indicate that there is a correlation between the items were sufficiently large for principal component analysis. Now, this table shows the factor loading after rotation. The item that clusters on the same component suggests that component 1 represent innovation, component 2 represent entrepreneurship, and component 3 represent career planning. The result shows that all the items are loaded on their component and factor. The extraction method used was the principal component analysis. The rotation method was Verimax with Kaiser normalization. Rotation converges in 4 iterations. After that, evaluating this measurement model, STEM first step is CFA, confirmatory factor analysis, to ascertain the construct validity and goodness of fit of model. The CFA is used generally to assess the model fitness, and as you can see here, that for CMIN, DF, GFI, goodness of fit index, comparative fit index, Tucker
Ma'am,
Lewis
last 5
index,
minutes to go,
and all.
please.
Yeah. Here is the structure which shows that there is indicate the factor have the shared variance and the correlation between career planning and entrepreneurship and innovation, as well as career planning and innovation. The next, which is structural equation modeling. This is methodology for representing, estimating, and testing relationship between the measured variable and the latent variable. So in this particular study, SEM is utilized through maximum likelihood estimation. The estimation are calculated at once, and the estimation is simultaneously. Amos graphics of structural modeling standardization is here. Its value is different from the earlier one. All my obtained values are equal or above than the standardized value, so my model is good fit. And the same here is, it shows that the career planning impact the entrepreneurship and innovation. The testing of the hypothesis is done, that The estimate value or standardized value of 0.287 indicate the positive association. The standard error value of 0.058 signifies the high level of precision. The critical ratio value of 4.86 shows the significant estimation at the 95% of confidence level, and the p-value with the asterisk sign, they indicate that the p-value is smaller, lesser than 0.05. That means there is a high chance of significant relationship between career planning and entrepreneurship. In other words, we can say alternative hypothesis is accepted, and also in the testing of the hypothesis 2, the estimation of 0.434 indicates a positive relationship for each 1 unit increase in entrepreneurship. There is a corresponding 0.434 unit increase in innovation, and the relationship between innovation and entrepreneur is not coincident, leading to the rejection of the null hypothesis. Here comes the conclusion. My finding clearly indicates a significant relationship between career planning and entrepreneurship, aligning with the conclusion drawn with the study of Kyangra and Mothi 2018. Furthermore, the acquisition of the skill relevant to one's chosen or desired career path impart the younger generation to become expert in their respective field. The result of this study also reveal a robust connection between entrepreneur and innovation. They conclude that entrepreneurship serves as a significant catalyst for innovation, as entrepreneurs are individual to take risk, and they have a very creative ideas too. Collectively, these results furnish incomplete evidence for the significance of career planning in the context of entrepreneurship. युवा मतलब एक नई सोच, युवा मतलब एक नया नजरिया जो समाज के हर हिस्से को और सफलता की ओर ले जाता है. जी हाँ, the research underscores the importance of investigating in career planning technique and tools. So it is a two-way process. Only we can't invest in this कि बच्चों का interest भी जगाना है, बच्चों को भी उस ओर से आना है. तो ये two-way process है. Collaboration between the government is essential to secure the funding for young trainees, and the limitation was that my studies focused only on the age group of 18 to 35 years in the district of Lucknow. The future research scope could add to the factors like entrepreneurial success, including social capital, financial resources, domain, etc. Additionally, this study did not examine the impact of environmental factor or entrepreneurial intention, leaving opportunity for more comprehensive investigation in the future. अपनी राह बनाने निकले हैं, मंजिल भी खुद ढूंढ लेंगे. किसी के सहारे की जरूरत नहीं है, भारत के युवा हैं, अपनी दुनिया हम खुद ही बना लेंगे.
Thank you, madam, for good presentation. Yeah, but madam, you relax. It is a very conference phase. Conference. Cool director is conducting the 74th All India Accounts Conference. Be cool. You have well presented. Now open the remarks from the jury.
Madam, you have actually worked on. You have stated here Lucknow district.
Yeah.
Have you taken how many districts of Lucknow? Or Lucknow is a metropolitan city.
It's not a metropolitan, it's a district, and I have taken the young population under that district only.
Okay.
Young population, that too I have told earlier that also I have bifurcated it for the ease of my data collection into two groups. That
Yeah.
also in the university level and college level, I have gone through and collected the data, as well as with the workforce I have collected.
You have your sample size is 404.
It's my research project which is going on with the entrepreneurship only.
Okay, madam.
Yeah.
I have just one clarification. You have taken Varimax rotation.
Yeah.
You have done that.
Yeah, it was.
What was your eigenvalue there?
Ideal value.
Eigenvalue.
Eigenvalue, ma'am, it has come in that software only.
No, tell me. No, you don't tell me
Yeah.
software. You have done research. You tell me.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
tell me what is eigenvalue. How much you got?
Yeah, I'm telling, ma'am.
Don't read, madam. You tell. You should tell. Madam, always the
Eigenvalue, ma'am, for this, that rotational value, 0.983, which has been the very close to 0.90 or 0.95.
if you get 0.90, the whole research is a flop.
Then it was in the software only that I have got it.
Madam, software you should not tell. You are doing research.
Yeah.
Always your eigenvalue should be more
I
than
will
1.
mention it next time.
If it is more than 1 only, I can consider correlation, Varimax rotation,
Yeah.
or else no.
Is it working?
Yeah,
Okay?
it was there.
And you have used Amos, you have used SEM. Please, all are different. I think most of the researchers are messing up with statistical tools. All are different, and it has got different meanings and application.
Yeah.
So kindly look into it.
Okay, I will stick to one, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Professor
ma'am.
Koshki, I have one question for you. Whatever research you have conducted in terms of your the correlation you have tried to find out in terms of career planning, innovations, and entrepreneurship. Okay, is there any finding which is translating towards women entrepreneurship?
It is a future course of study, madam. She is going to study into the future research work, women entrepreneur. It is a confined for only entrepreneurship, innovation, and career path is there. Thank you, madam. Congratulations to you. Then we are moving to the technical session 2. Nicely.
Thank you very much indeed, sir.
Sir is giving lot of future topics. So youngsters can take over.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So we now move to technical session 2, Future of Business from Industry 4.0 to Industry 5.0. Starting with Ms. Amandeep Gill, please. Yeah. Followed by Ms. Asmita Khanna. Thank you.
Amandeep Gill, she is going to present the paper on the role of emotional intelligence in achieving the educational effectiveness in the Industry 5.4 era. Madam, you are welcome. Industry 5.4, 5.0 era. The title is the role of emotional intelligence in achieving educational effectiveness in the Industry 5.0 era. Yeah, again we are in Jindal University, madam. Yeah, go to the next slide. Better to go to the next slide.
Good morning, one and all
Yeah, now
present.
your time started. Yeah, fine.
Yeah. Good morning, respected teachers. And my name is Amandeep Gill, research scholar from Department of Commerce, Central University of Madhya Pradesh. And this paper I have developed with the help of my professor, Professor Shailendra Singh Bhadoria, and co-author, co-guide Ashish Mathur sir. Okay. And the presentation title is The Role of Emotional Intelligence in Achieving the Educational Effectiveness in the Industry 5.0 Era. From playground lessons to research paper, we are all part of this incredible educational adventure. Today, I am here to share my latest research work and invite you to join me in exploring the ever-evolving landscape of knowledge. The Industry 5, characterized by the hyperconnectivity, automation, and AI, demands a new breed of workforce equipped with the new skill sets. While technical skills are crucial, the Industry 5.0 it emphasizes the automation, hyperconnectivity, and artificial intelligence. With the emerging of Industry 5 era, we also talking about the emotional intelligence. Here, it is a most crucial factor for making the success in our dynamic environment. The changing landscape of education, examining how Industry 5 transforming traditional education models and highlighting the needs of new pedagogical approaches. The importance of emotional intelligence, the key factor for emotional intelligence are self-awareness, self-regulation, social skills, self-management, and motivation for every individual. And this is the industry revolution. You can see that. Just because of time shortage, I can't able to explain. We go through the different literatures because Industry 5 is the latest innovation in which we have explored the different papers in which we have find that adoption of collaboration with teaching in order to improve teachers' performance and meet the future needs in the Industry 5 and the educational sector. The critical role of emotional intelligence in navigating the challenges and opportunity of Industry 5. The effective strategies for integrating emotional intelligence, developing in the educational curriculums. The impact of emotional intelligence on individuals' success and overall societal progress in our Industry 5.0 era. The research gap we have find that there is a need of identifying the special skills of emotional intelligence is as crucial for success in Industry 5 because it's talking about the human-centric and exploring the long-term impact of emotional intelligence in careers and well-being. And the second gap we have examining the how culture and contextual factors influence emotional intelligence in diverse educational settings. And these are the gaps we have found. And after we have developed these questions, how does emotional intelligence affect students' educational effectiveness in the context of Industry 5? And the second question we have made, how does emotional intelligence contribute to a more positive and consistent learning experience for the students? And last one is, what are the practical implications of these findings for the educators, policymakers, and the educational institutions? These are the objectives we have created. First one is to explore various factors affecting the emotional intelligence, level of students in educational effectiveness and Industry 5. And the second one is to analyze the relationship between emotional intelligence and the educational effectiveness. The third one is to analyze the relationship between emotional intelligence and the Industry 5 era. And the last is to analyze the relationship between educational effectiveness and Industry 5. These are the hypotheses according to objectives we have created. And the research methodologies we have designed. The research employed a mixed method approach combining the quantitative. We have created a questionnaire for taking the data from the students. And the questionnaire was built with the based on the title we have chosen for the educational effectiveness, and the EI is the main component, and the Industry 5 era. And after analyzing, with the help of R programming, we analyze the data. These are the figures after making the analysis in R programming. Correlation plot, this is created with the help of R program. And this is the model proposed in our research paper, in which we have taken emotional intelligence, educational effectiveness, and Industry 5 different variables. And the overall model proposed that the student, after making the learning with the after learning, what will be the outcome for the student? Are they able to getting the career outcomes? Are they able to find better placement? Or what are the employment they have? What are the packages or salary, whatever the position they hold after getting the education? The paper introduced a student learning consistency model. In that, we highlight the interplay role of emotional intelligence and Industry 5 era with the educational effectiveness. This model suggests that emotional intelligence is a crucial factor for both students as well as the educators to navigate the challenges and opportunities for upcoming or being the presented in the Industrial 5 era we are going on. In the application of this model is emotional intelligence training for the students as well as for the teachers, educators, for equipping the students with the emotional intelligence skills and can enhance their learnings, experience, and career readiness for the according to the dynamic environment. Educational institutions should prioritize the responsible and ethical implication of Industry 5. This include fostering collaboration between industry and academicians to make these changes in the human-centric approach to ensure technological source to enhance rather than to replace human interactions in the learning process. This is the graph we have generated with the help of R programming. This showing we have chosen the different factors: emotional intelligence, educational effectiveness, and Industry 5. These are the factors analysis we have done. Now, the key findings of this research papers are the research reveals that a positive and significant relationship between emotional intelligence with the educational effectiveness in context to the Industry 5. Students with the higher emotional intelligence, high IQ, scores demonstrate improved academic performance, enhanced adaptability towards the technology advancements, and greater capacity for collaboration and problem solving. This study also found that the emotional intelligence play a crucial role in fostering a more positive and consistency learning experiences for the students. By improving their self-awareness, by their self-management and social skills with the others as well as with their peers and subordinates, students were better equipped to manage their stress, navigate challenges, and build strong relationship with their colleagues, with their students. EI positively impact educational effectiveness and Industry 5 integration. Students with the higher EI are the better equipped to adapt and to thrive in the dynamic environment of the Industry 5. They are demonstrating better learning, consistency, engagement, and well-being. Industry 5.0 technologies can enhance educational effectiveness with combining with the strong emotional intelligence. The successful implication of Industry 5 technology in educational settings relies on the educators and the students possessing educate emotional intelligence skills to manage the emotional and interpersonal aspects of technological adoption. These are the findings from the practical implication for the educators, policymakers, and the educational institutions. Fostering emotional intelligence in students should be a key priority. Integrating emotional intelligence development into curriculum and employing teaching methodologies that encourage self-reflection, empathy, emotional regulation, and can significantly improve learning outcomes and overall their career growth. For the policymakers, educational policies and reforms should emphasize the development of emotional intelligence alongside traditional academic skills, investing in training programs for educators and providing resources to support emotional intelligence initiatives and crucials. Educational institutions create a supportive learning environment that encourage open communication, emotional expressions, and collaboration can foster students' emotional intelligence and their well-being. In conclusion, we can say that the emotional intelligence play a very important role in the educational effectiveness. We can empower students to thrive in the complex and ever-changing landscape of Industry 5.0 era. This in turn will contribute to a more effective and efficient educational system that prepare future generation for success in the digital era. Overall, this research highlight the importance of emotional intelligence as a key factor for the success in the educational sector. By fostering emotional intelligence in the students and the educators and this responsibly integrating Industry 5 technology educational
Ma'am, 5 minutes to go, please.
Yeah. Institution can prepare individuals for challenging opportunities of the future. Thank you so much.
Jury members, please.
You have done some work on the role of emotional intelligence
Yes,
in
sir.
achieving the effectiveness, educational effectiveness in the industry.
5.
Have you done any quantitative analysis, or your paper is totally based on the qualitative aspect?
Sir, I have taken data from the students, so it will be
How,
quantitative.
what is your sample?
Sir, I have taken 114 samples from the graduate students. Those are pursuing or those are almost in the final year in the.
Why have you taken only the graduates one, ignoring the postgraduate students?
So,
What are the basic logic behind it?
sir, just because they are the graduate one, those are more engaging with the technology wise because
Who
they are.
says? This is not a conclusive statement or argument. Thank you.
Madam, here what I see is that an educational institution means any particular institution you have taken, or what is your sample size of education here? Because I don't see anything there, data. No data is being shown there. and you say it's a quantitative research. It is not a quantitative. I don't know why people are getting, when it is a qualitative research, a qualitative research. Quantification research only won't come the word. Any educational institution, how many you have taken? See, educational institution usage is different.
These
Engineering students usage is different. Graduate is different. School going is different. Okay, it's different perception you will have. So what type of educational institution you have taken?
Sir, ma'am, sorry, this is for the implication for the educational industries, institutions.
Okay, have you taken independent and dependent variable? That also I don't see the data.
Emotional intelligence as the independent variable, and the dependent variables are the industry 5 and the.
Possible, show us your full paper. I have requested the organizers beforehand. Submit the full paper here.
What is the final conclusion to the society? You have done something on emotional intelligence.
Yes.
All of us are teachers here.
Yeah.
So you tell me what is your conclusion? You have got it from this paper.
Yes, ma'am. Everyone, every individual have a strength and weaknesses, right? When we work on.
One crisp answer. What is your final finding you found out? One crisp answer.
Ma'am, it is important to know our strength and weaknesses according to emotional intelligence. So it will be better for making our effectiveness for towards the ourselves and for the future also.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Any question from audience?
Audience.
Any questions from
please,
audience,
please ask.
You should ask only questions, sir. Don't start introduction.
Thank you, madam. One thing I could not know, that the questionnaire that you have administered to judge the impact of emotional intelligence on the educational outcomes or effectiveness. I may be emotionally intelligent and he may not be emotionally intelligent. You have administered questionnaire to me. Have you examined I am emotionally relevant for emotionally involved with the educational effectiveness, and how you have made the distinction between the two samples while administering the questionnaire? This is a very important thing. I believe there is a sample bias in it. You just clarified.
Okay, sir.
If it is not demarcated, then the entire study will be out of scope.
Yeah, please note the point, madam. Very valid point. So now look about the sample should be properly selected. Before that, universality and the validity of the sample must be tested. Whatever the suggestions made by the jury member in the coming papers, please take care. All the best. Good luck to you. May I call you next to call going to the Asmita Khanna? Yeah, please put the
please.
hands together to welcome the new participant and congratulate him to the already presented candidate.
After this, we'll have for TS1, Mr. Naveen Kumar Kotaka. You can be near the dais, please. Thank you.
By the time of the arranging the mic, Smita Khanna, she is going to present her paper, Intensifying Augmentation Through the Industry 5.0 and leveraging AI and robotic for enhanced decision making in healthcare sector. She has chosen one sector, healthcare sector, and how the AI and robotic going to be used to intensify the augmentations of the services into healthcare sector. She is from different part of the country. Smita Khanna, are you ready now?
Yes.
You are welcome, madam. Now I hope that the timer is taking the time. Your time is also start now. Yeah, welcome, madam.
A very good morning to one and all present here. I am Asmita Khanna from Faculty of Commerce, Banaras Hindu University, and I'm going to present my paper entitled Intensifying Augmentation Through Industry 5.0, Leveraging AI and Robotics for Enhanced Decision Making in Healthcare Sector, written in co-authorship with Mr. Shubham Gaurav from DDU Gorakhpur University. So this topic is a combination of 4 technological and industrial concepts mix with Industry 5.0, leveraging AI and robotics, enhanced decision making in healthcare sector, and intensifying augmentation. Here, Industry 5.0 is the next phase of industrial evolution, which focuses on human and machine collaboration. It focuses on the synergy between humans and machines, not only replacing humans and using machines. Then leveraging AI and robotics implies using these technologies of artificial intelligence and robots for enhancing the decision making in all the sectors, and here I have studied especially the healthcare sector. And lastly, intensifying augmentation, it reflects the use of these technology for enhancing the decision making, for amplifying the human capabilities, and increasing the time and decreasing the time taken for the decision making. These are some of the takeaways from the literatures that have been reviewed that will form the foundation for our further studies. The objectives framed for the study are to ascertain the level of awareness and understanding of the healthcare professionals regarding this emerging concept. Second, to assess the willingness of healthcare professionals to accept AI and robotics in enhancing the decision making in near future. Third, to identify the perception and attitude of healthcare professionals about Industry 5.0. Fourth, to discuss the potential ethical and regulatory concerns related to the integration of AI and robotics in healthcare decision support. Fifth, to explore the outcomes, challenges, and lessons learned from the real-world case studies or examples where AI and robotics have enhanced decision-making in healthcare sector. And lastly, to elucidate how AI and robotics can be effectively used to augment human decision-making. The research methodology used in the study is that a questionnaire was crafted using Google Forms to collect the data of the healthcare professionals of Uttar Pradesh, including the doctors, pharmacists, and healthcare administrators using a stratified random sampling method. Out of 208, timely data was collected from 166 respondents only. The data was analyzed using SPSS tools like cross-tabulation and descriptive statistics. The sixth hypothesis framed in line with the objectives are first focuses on the level of awareness and understanding of this emerging concept. The second focuses with the willingness to accept AI and robotics in near future. The third one focuses on the perception and attitudes of these healthcare professionals. The fourth focuses on the integration of these technologies to significant ethical and regulatory concern. The fifth one focuses on the implementation of these technologies which lead to improved patient outcomes and valuable lessons from the industry. And the last hypothesis signifies, enhances and complement human decision making in healthcare sector. Now coming to the result and analysis part, here for knowing the population mix, the respondents were asked about their current role in the healthcare sector, and they were marked as 1 for doctor, 2 for pharmacist, and 3 for healthcare administrator. As we can see, the majority of our sample comprises of doctors, accounting for approximately 57.8%, then the pharmacist, accounting for 36.7%, and very small portion was occupied by the healthcare administrators, accounting for only 5.4% only. Coming to the first objective, that is, in order to know the level of awareness and understanding of the healthcare professionals about Industry 5.0. Here, the cross-tabulation table shows that the awareness level and the current role of these healthcare professionals. The awareness levels have been marked as 0, 1 and 2, representing 0 as not aware and 2 as highly aware. So 1 signifies almost aware. Here what we can see that among the doctors, 94 respondents are showing the high level of awareness marked as 1 with none at 0 level. Here, role 2, that is the pharmacist, represent an unbalanced awareness distribution marked between 0 and 1. And the third one, that is the healthcare administrators, they majority are having no awareness about this emerging concept. So this data is already in line with the real world. That is, here the doctors who are at the front floor of the patient care, they need to be updated regarding this emerging concept. So this data is lining, and again the pharmacists who are involved in the drug management should also be involved and knowing these emerging concepts so that they can manage the drugs efficiently and effectively. And lastly, as the data shows that the third one, that is the healthcare administrators who are not involved in this medical field but are involved in the management process, so they are not very much aware about this upcoming concept of Industry 5.0. Coming to the second objective, that is evaluating healthcare professionals' willingness to embrace AI and robotics in decision making. Here, the cross-tabulation table shows the healthcare professional marked as 1, 2 and 3 for doctors, pharmacists and healthcare administrators, and the willingness to accept these technologies in near future marked as 0 and 1, where 0 represent they are not willing to embrace and 1 represent they are ready to embrace it in the near future for decision making. What we can see from this table is that majority of the doctors, that is 67.7% of them, are willing to accept it in the near future. And again, the same can be seen from the role of the pharmacist, that is 72.1% of them are ready to accept and are willing to accept this in the near future. And the third one, that is the healthcare administrators, 100% of them are willing to accept it. So what we can conclude from the first and the second objective is that the doctors who are at the front floor of patient care are ready to embrace, are knowing about this emerging concept. So this is in line with the real world. The second point what we can notice from this is that the pharmacists who are involved in drug management, they are also quite aware about this emerging topic and they are willing to accept it also. But what you have to focus on the third topic is that the healthcare administrator, they are not much aware about this topic. But once they are told, once they are being, once they have been provided targeted education about it, they are willing to accept this topic. Means they are not yet ready, but they are willing to accept these technologies in near future for taking decision-making process. Coming to the third objective, that is assessing healthcare professionals' perception and attitudes towards Industry 5.0. Here the cross-tabulation table shows the three categories of the responses, that is 1, not open, 2, open with reservations, and 3, very open. The current role are again signifies as 1, 2, and 3 for doctor, pharmacist, and healthcare administrator. What we can see from this table is that the doctors as well as the pharmacist, they are falling in the categories of open areas, that is they are having open perception towards this Industry 5.0. Although some of them are falling in the categories of 43 of them are falling in the categories of open with reservation and 41 of them not very open. And again in the pharmacy sector we see 28 of them are open with reservation and 14 are very open. In the healthcare administrator's role, we can see that 0 of them are not open to this and on a majority of them, that is 8 of them are open but with reservation. So what we can see from these, again from these all the three objectives is that the healthcare administrator are not very much aware, but they are willing. And again from this objective we can say they are open, they are having open perception but with some reservation. And this reservation I guess is existing because they are not much aware about this topic. So we can say that if we are providing tailored strategies to the doctors, healthcare professionals and administrators, they can integrate this Industry 5.0 very soon in healthcare sector. Coming to the objective 4th, that is exploring ethical and regulatory dimensions of AI and robotics integration in healthcare decision support. Here the cross-tabulation table shows the 4 categories marked as 1, 2, 3 and 4. Here this 1 represents least concerned about the ethical regulatory considerations and 4 represents acute ethical regulatory considerations. Again 1, 2, 3 represent the same roles of healthcare professionals. Here what we can see is that majority of our doctors, that is 85.4% of them, are very concerned about this ethical and regulatory considerations. So this is in line with the real world also, that in real world the doctor among all the professionals,
Madam. Last 5 minutes.
Among all the professionals among all the professions available, they are the doctors are ready to the doctors are very concerned about the ethics and the pharmacists and the healthcare administrators are least concerned. Now, in order to consider the 5th example, the real-world case studies were taken, and some of the case studies were IBM Watson for oncology. This is a machine which takes literature from their daily use, and it analyzes this literature and provide recommendation for cancer patients. Now, the cancer patients can have, now with the upcoming of Industry 5.0, cancer patients can have personalized treatments. Next is Intuitive Surgical's Da Vinci surgical system. Here, as you can see in the picture, this is a small robot which can perform invasive surgery involving very less amount of cuts. So here the patient's recovery will be faster and minimum time will be taken. The next is Path AI for pathology diagnosis. This case study focuses on the pathologist in diagnosing diseases and uses medical images. Now, the outcomes will be accuracy and efficiency and reduced likelihood of errors in our reports. Next is DeepMind Health for Eye Diseases. It is a subsidiary of Google and used for early eye detection. Now the major benefit of this is that the people suffering from diabetes will not have a hyperglycemia, or they will not get their eyesight lost, as this machine analyzes the potential problems in eyes. Next, in Medtronic insulin system, this provides regular insulin to your body depending upon your own personalized level needed. Next is Tempus for Cancer Genomic Analysis. It is a tech company that uses technology to analyze clinical and molecular data. This is very quite costly, but here improving patients' outcome is very much great at big level. The scope for further research include the studies can be done with a long-term impact, and other geographical expansions can be done, as my study is based in Uttar Pradesh only, and further comparative analysis of different studies can be made. Talking about the conclusion, this study explores healthcare professional perspectives on AI in robotics, and as we can see, there are different levels of awareness among the healthcare professionals, with doctors, pharmacists and healthcare administrators. The doctors are keen, the administrators need targeted education, ethical considerations are also well acknowledged, and the real world case studies highlights the importance of data analysis, diagnostic, treatment recommendation and predictive analysis. So what we can see that this research paper is providing a foundation for strategies in building such an advanced and patient-centric healthcare landscape. So this integration of 5.0 is possible by moving forward, collaboration, adaptability and a commitment to responsible technological advanced healthcare sectors. Thank you. Any questions? Please welcome.
Yeah, there may be questions, madam. Now, inviting the jury members, please suggest the candidate.
Yeah, madam, it's a good paper actually, but the whole paper talks about only perception. Perception of accepting technology 5.
Yes, ma'am.
That's all. Among the 3 categories, doctors and pharmacists and I think one
Healthcare
more
administrators.
administrator.
Yes,
In
ma'am.
one slide you told me that doctors and pharmacists are accepting.
Yes.
Okay, and the other one, administrators are yet to know, they are not aware.
Yeah, they are not much aware,
Aware
but
of
they
it.
are willing to accept it.
Accept. But in objective 3, you have given me a result saying that all 3 are accepting. So it's very contradictory, your 2 statements.
Ma'am, the third objective is to identify the perception and attitude of healthcare professional about Industry 5.0.
Yeah, there I think the result shows all 3 are accepting. You can just see the result. Objective 3. Your result talks about all 3 are accepting. See there?
Ma'am, it is showing the
See, open with reservation,
Yeah.
43, 28, 8. But
Yes,
your
ma'am.
first few slides talk about only the first 2 accepted. The third one is yet to get the awareness.
Ma'am, overall the study is telling that the doctor...
Madam, just talk about these 2 contradictory statements. That's
Ma'am,
all.
which two are contradictory? Please tell again.
In the previous slides, you said first 2 are accepting, third one is just giving yet to get the awareness. But here it says all 3 are open with reservations.
Ma'am, in the first 2 objective, it is talking about the awareness level. First 2 categories are aware. They are. The first objective is talking about the level of awareness, while the third one is talking about their perception.
No. For third also is awareness only, no? How can be perception? If first 2 is awareness, the third one also is awareness in the first slide.
Please make a note of the whatever the jury members are suggesting. Don't be
Okay, ma'am.
overlapping it. Any questions from the audience? Yeah, please circulate the mic.
Thank you.
She is going to become a real doctor, not academic doctor, because of many missions are there.
Sir. Okay. Just in your research, just I want to know that why knowing population mix was relevant, although it's not part of your objective, ma'am.
Okay, you're talking about this slide. Knowing the population mix was very important because it is acting as a foundation for our further study. It signifies that how we are going to augment and how we are going to implement these strategies in the real world. So we need to know about the population.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, thank you.
Good. She circulated through the Google form, you know that. Yeah. Fine. Next question, please. And last question from this section.
Ma'am, why did you opt for cross tabulation?
See, cross tabulation is a tool of SPSS which is used to study the relationship between different variables. So here, as I've used random sampling method, so cross tabulation was very helpful in order to know the relationship between different variables and their relationship.
Yeah,
with-
two and more variables are there, better to go for cross tabulation. So that we have done with the SPSS.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next, any questions from audience? Yes, sir.
Madam, you have used stratified random sampling.
Yes,
How
sir.
would you justify that?
Sir, I have made 3 stratas, that is of doctors, pharmacists and healthcare administrators, and that's why I have used stratified random sampling.
How it is random?
So yes, sir, it is random because I have
It
not...
is a non-random, sir. She is a scholar. It is a non-random. Once a Google format is submitted, it is a non-random sampling is there. Yeah. Yeah. Next question is there.
So actually my observation and question
Yes, sir.
is also that how you have come to any conclusion without making any statistical tests. So whatever you have shown, those are only the frequencies that you have collected from the respondents. Okay, so without making any test, and you have also framed some hypotheses. So far, I understood that all the hypotheses are null hypotheses that you have noted 801, 802, but none of the hypotheses you have tested, and whatever hypotheses you have written, actually those are the alternative hypotheses. So please check all these things.
Yeah,
This is
please
my-
make a note,
yeah.
mind, madam. Oh, that should be very, very clear. Null should be the no, and alternate should be accepted. There should
Sure,
be
sir.
significant relationship between the 2 or 3 more variables.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then thank you very much
Thank
for
you.
this. We are going to
Thanks.
close the technical session 2. Wonderful presentations. Good luck to all the people. Now we are moving towards to the technical session 1. Don't look for to the tea break. At the rampant, we are going to be concluded. After
Yeah,
that,
we
only
just
tea
have
break or lunch
two
break or breaks
presentations
are there.
remaining. Thank
Yeah.
you, Shambha
Yeah,
sir.
well.
So, as sir just mentioned, TS1, Business Transformation in Digital Economy. So, we have the presentation of Mr. Naveen Kumar Kotakai. Next is Dipali Jain, but unfortunately, she has left the campus, so she won't be presenting. So, straight up after this, we'll have the seminar session.
Yeah, fine.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Naveen Kumar Kotakai is there? Yeah. Yeah. He is also going to presenting paper on evaluating financial performance with grey relationship analysis and application of standalone health insurance companies in India. Standalone health insurance companies in India. Yeah, you are welcome, sir. Now I would that.
Respected dignitaries on the dais and off the dais. Good morning, everyone. I am Naveen Kumar, a research scholar, Mangalore University, Mangalangotri. My research paper titled Evaluating Financial Performance with Grey Relational Analysis, an application of standalone health insurance companies in India. When coming to the introduction part, standalone health insurance companies play a significant role in Indian insurance sector, catering specially to growing demand for health coverage. To assess and compare the financial performance of standalone health insurance companies effectively, research has turned to innovative techniques such as grey relational analysis. By incorporating GRA, the assessment of financial performance, analysts can overcome the limitations of traditional evaluation methods and gain more comprehensive understanding of the companies under study. The Indian insurance market has witnessed remarkable growth driven by factors such as rising healthcare costs, increased awareness of health insurance, and favorable government policies. As a result, evaluating of the financial performance of health insurance companies became crucial for stakeholders, including investors, policyholders, and regulators. What is grey relational analysis? Here, grey relational analysis is a method used for analyzing the relationship between different factors when the data is uncertain, incomplete, or vague. It is particularly useful when the dealing with the system that involves limited and imprecise information. And this method was developed by Deng Zilong in the 1980s and has found application in various fields including engineering, economics, management, and environment science. Here GRA has no restriction on the statistical distribution of the data and also accommodates the negative values. Okay, next coming to the research gap, is a limited application of research GRA in health insurance sector and spur literature on the financial performance in standalone health insurance, and this is an emerging trend in health insurance and financial performance also. The traditional statistical approach to analyze the financial performance of any industry has several drawbacks and restrictions. In particular, they only take the account the ratios positive value only. Okay. When coming to the methodology, financial performance of 5 standalone health insurance companies for the year 2017 to 22 examined using the financial ratio with the help of GRA methodology. The data for this study are obtained from the Insurance Regulatory Development Annual Report as well as Handbook of the Insurance from their website www.irdai.gov.in. These are the financial ratios which I have taken in the study. That is 9 ratios are there. Return on asset, gross written premiums, company size, insurance leverage ratio, market share, current ratio, equity asset ratio, premium asset ratio, return on equity. Here all the ratio except insurance leverage ratio, the smaller is the better, larger is the better, and insurance leverage ratio is only the smaller is the better. Methodology is the GRA. Here study uses the GRA method to analyze the financial performance standalone health insurance company. The steps followed in the study: the first step is construction of the decision matrix, second step normalization of the data set, third step construction of the normalized matrix and generation of the reference sequence, the fourth step construction of the difference matrix, fifth step calculation of the Gray relational coefficient, sixth step using the Gray relational coefficient we have to calculation of the Gray relational grade. Consequently, the performance of the standalone health insurance company can be ranked according to the Gray relation grade. A higher grade relation grade shows the better financial performance of the company. These are the decision matrix. Here ROA and ROE of the Care Health Insurance is in positive, but here I have taken the negative value also is considered, and gross written premium and company size and market size health insurance stood number 1, but this is a first step only. We cannot say here itself. This is the 5th step I am showing here. And coming to the 6th step, here Gray relational grade, it's a Star Health Insurance with the grade of 0.78, number 1, it's in ranked first, and Care Health Insurance with the score of 0.64, it's second. Niva Health Insurance, Niva Bupa Health Insurance is in the 3rd position, and Manipal Health Insurance in the 4th position, and Aditya Birla Health Insurance is in the 5th position. I'm concluding my research. From the result, we can see that Star Health and Allied Insurance Company Limited stood first with the relational grade score of 0.78, followed by Care, Niva, Manipal and Aditya, and this indicates that all the ratios are playing major role in determining the financial performance. The main implication derived from the study in insurance company have to concentrate on all the 9 ratios which is studied in the research for better financial health. Thank you.
Yeah, very good. Within the time you have presented, any suggestions from jury member?
Health insurance, you have taken all the 5 health insurance you have taken, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So your study is going to be on the health insurance.
Health insurance.
What parameters have you taken? Only financial ratios?
That is financial with the Gray relational grade, ma'am.
Yeah, only 5 ratios you have taken, some 7 ratios.
Nine ratios.
Okay, can you just suggest to us, because all of us here, I think we've crossed that age of 50, we all need to take health insurance. So, to the society, you please tell us which insurance is best. On what basis you have decided that this is the best insurance?
Ma'am, I can say that
according to your research,
yeah, okay.
please tell me.
In my study, here is showing Star Health Insurance
No,
performing.
forget about
nice.
showing. You have done lot of work. You tell.
Yeah, Star Health Insurance is showing very well performing, and here I can't suggest a policy, but the company is good. Company means if we take the policy from that company, it may you may get is the climb you may climb.
Yeah,
is
very
maybe-
good, very good. Now, madam, to take the policy, you have to check up the claim ratio analysis. 100% claim ratio analysis is there. That company is going to give the claims. Of course, this candidate focused on to the financial performance and taking the some of the only company. Again, is took up only standalone health insurance means they are giving only for health insurance. There is no composite insurance, no life insurance, no general insurance. Likewise, only another suggestion is also there to pick up any health insurance policy. First one, we will look about to the claim ratio, second one is leverage ratio, third one is a gestation period, we look into that. Then those are the parameters to take about to the any individuals to the health insurance policies. To take up about to the general insurance, other policies are there. Yes, madam, any more? Yeah,
From
fine.
audience?
Yeah, yeah. Any,
Suggestion for you, for whatever.
Yes, ma'am.
This is for all the presenters that whenever you are presenting your findings, there is nothing like you have mentioned in terms of the statements and all that. Nothing is mentioned in terms of figures, exact figures. Huh?
Okay,
That
okay,
figural data is missing.
That is that prepared for the yesterday's for that one. That's
yesterday
the-
darshan के लिए prepare करे हैं
the-
ना,
my
थोड़ा rush up
paper-
कर दिया. Now it is you got 15 minutes time. Good luck, my dear Beba. Just next going to
okay,
the.
thank you so much.
And you are very fortunate candidate from technical session 1. Only one candidate is there. So his probabilities are more and more than.
Thank you very much indeed,
Yeah,
sir.
then moving to the last seminar session, that is NEP, Roadmap for Commerce and Management Education.
Yeah, so for that, sir, we have Ms. Kamini Kiran Shah, and the second one, unfortunately, is not present. There's a no-show. Hina Sunil Oza, so would not be presenting. Last for the session, Ms. Kamini Kiran Shah. Thank you.
Kamin Kiran Shah, she is also going to present a paper, a study on awareness and perception of the National Education Policy 2020 among students and teachers of Gujarat. Let us welcome her with your putting hands together to welcome her, please. Kamini Kiran Shah, you are going to speak on to the NEP 2020 and looking at different perceptions among the students and the teachers of the Gujarat. And again, you may be asking question to the what about India's perception? But our studies confined to only Gujarat. Okay, that is our in future research studies. He is going to study about interstate perceptions also. Are you ready, madam?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please welcome, madam. Your time starts now.
So good afternoon, one and all, dignitaries on the dais and off the dais. My topic for this research work is a study on the awareness and perception on the National Education Policy 2020 among students and teachers of Gujarat with my two co-authors, Dr. Dharti Rami and Dr. Deep Wagila. I would begin with the quote from former Union Cabinet Minister of Education, Sri Ramesh Pokhriyal. The teachers, we all are sitting here, are the key to the implementation of NEP 2020, and we have started the process. We the redesigning the syllabi and many components we are trying to incorporate in our regular teaching learning process. And we all know it's forward-looking people's policy because lot many comments received from the beneficiaries, stakeholders, and accordingly that has been incorporated in the National Education Policy. And most important is it is student-centric. So that is going to revamp the whole education ecosystem, and we are all part of it. Here again, I would like to quote our Honorable Prime Minister, who had addressed on the 1-year completion of NEP to Vice Chancellors, and he said that creating about the ambience. We feel that there is a less attendance in the class, students don't feel like coming to the class and all. And when we go to restaurant or a movie theater, we talk about the ambience is good. right? So he is insisting on creating that kind of ambience that where they feel like coming to the class instead of monologue or instead of just using years old notes, same examples, same stories and the old notes. Instead of that, including different pedagogies and making our lectures more interactive, informative and interesting. So he says that all students have certain capabilities. Like he says, ask what they can do. That talks about inner potential of the students. Then he says, what is their potential if they are properly taught? That talks about our institutional potential. And if these two merges well, then they can do, students can do what they want to do. Because according to him, the education is, it frees and empowers the student to participate in national development. This is the Dr. Radhakrishnan's vision, which he is targeting to fulfill. I would not spend much time on these major highlights of NEP 2020 because we all have attended many seminars, webinars and the programs where we are all aware about these things, and in fact we have started implementing it. These are the key principles on which we all are going to work in times to come, and that's why I felt that there is a need to know, because even I take many classes on implementation of NEP 2020 in commerce management education. So I felt that there is a need to know whether students are aware about this policy, the way it should be, whether all teachers are aware about it, the components, different components of national education policy, because the idea is not only giving more employment or creating employability, but the inclusive development of the students. That is the target. And these are some of the literature reviewed, and it has been identified that there is a limited awareness, and even the perception of the national education policy is not the way it should be, or it has been aimed at by the policymakers. So our research gap is, there is, you can say, some papers have tried to explore the employment opportunity, quality of life, technology-driven education system and all that, but its awareness, all components, which we are going to implement on students, whether they are aware about it, teachers who are going to be the drivers of implementing that, whether they are aware about it, and what do they feel? Because sometimes it comes as a compulsion that you have to do this, like incorporate Bloom's taxonomy. But are we ready? Do we know that? In one of the webinar where Professor Pankaj Mittal was addressing the audience, and she says that
what is the gap of the research, ma'am?
Yes.
What is the research gap?
The gap is the awareness. That's what I'm talking about, sir. Yeah. That one of the university told the professors to have open book examination, but whether teachers are trained for paper setting for open book examination. So different components, all components, we must first digest so that we can deliver better. So our research statement is the empirical study on the awareness and perception of National Education Policy 2020 among teachers and students. The two research objectives: to know whether awareness level and perception of NEP 2020 differs due to certain demographic variables, gender, level of education, years of study, and age group of students. And similarly for the teachers, to know whether awareness level and perception for NEP 2020 differs due to gender, stream of teaching, area of teaching, educational qualification and experience of teachers. These are the two hypotheses. The awareness of NEP 2020 and perception of NEP 2020 do not differ due to demographic variables, and similarly for the teachers, it do not differ among the teachers due to the demographic variables, gender, stream of teaching, area of teaching, educational qualification and experience. The research methodology, descriptive research study, sampling technique, non-probability, convenience sampling. Our target population, educators and students of Gujarat. Sample size is 528. Actually, we distributed around 1100 questionnaire and we received valid responses from 204 educators and 324 students. Data collection is through primary survey using structured questionnaire, and here we used online and offline both the methods because Sardar Patel University, Ganpat University, Gujarat University, we could collect data offline, and MS University and Kutch University, through our friends, we had collected the data. These are the variables used: awareness on fundamental principles, multidimensional assessment, key changes in school education, key changes in higher education, perception on changes in education policy, requirement of training in staff, practical implications, implications of NEP 2020 in the rural area, the way of teaching and learning environment, and independent two-sample t-test and one-way ANOVA has been used. Cronbach alpha value says that it is good to go ahead with the hypothesis testing, and our first sub-hypothesis is on gender of the students. Its awareness and perception of NEP 2020 does not differ due to gender, and as we can see that the except on the there are 4 variables for the awareness, and in that 2 says insignificant difference because its p-value is greater than 5, and other 2, that is fundamental principles in NEP, awareness and multidimensional assessment, there is a significant difference. There are 6 variables on the perception, and there only 2, that is perception on requirement of training of staff and perception on learning environment, we could identify insignificant difference. Similarly, level of education among students, and except 1, that is perception on the way of teaching. All awareness variables, there is a significant difference, but here in the perception, except 1, remaining all 5, there was a significant difference. Third is the awareness of NEP 2020 and perception due to year of study among students, and all awareness and perception variables we could identify significant difference because p-value was less than 0.05. Our 5% level of significance for hypothesis testing we have used. Similarly, the age group in the students, and there in the awareness, out of 4, except 1, that is awareness on multidimensional assessment, it was insignificant difference. And for the perception,
Madam, last 5 minutes, please.
Only changes in educational policy. Then teachers, their gender, there is a significant difference only in awareness on key changes in school education. And 3, for the perception, practical implication in the rural area and the way of teaching, there was a significant difference. Similarly, stream of teaching. So this I can even summarize here. For the awareness level, we could reject out of the, you can say, for the students, the first, the gender, level of education, years of study, age group, we could reject, but gender among the educators we failed to reject, and area of teaching among the educators, that hypothesis even we failed to reject. So these are our major findings: the awareness of fundamental principles, multidimensional assessment, perception of changes in education policy, practical implication in rural area, and the way of teaching differed as male students were more aware and had a positive perception of NEP 2020. Then level of education, years of study significantly differs in the awareness and perception of NEP 2020 as the higher degree holder students and students in their final year were more aware. Similarly, for the educators, the awareness and perception do not significantly differ due to gender of educators, as only awareness of key changes in school education and perception of practical implications and implication in rural area, and the way of teaching had p-value less than 0.05. Similarly, the awareness and perception do not differ due to area of teaching of educator, as ANOVA showed insignificant difference in the majority of the variables. These are again some suggestion. There is still a need for a sensitization program of NEP 2020, but I feel not as a whole, but one component at a time should be taken, and that should be first thoroughly, teachers should be trained for that, like pedagogy, designing syllabus using Bloom's taxonomy, then using different pedagogy, experiential learning, like that. And even students needs to be sensitized that how it is going to help them. Similarly, the overall the university or education institution, teachers on their own can take the initiatives to learn this and understand, to deliver better, so because we are ultimately responsible to create, communicate and deliver value. So our conclusion says the previous studies conducted in India after implementation of NEP revealed that stakeholders were not much aware about the NEP, which is alarming, as a successful implementation is somewhat based on awareness and positive perception. Otherwise, it will become again a paper document like 1986 policy. There is still, you can say, only a positive perception will not guarantee successful implementation. Rather, continuous evaluation and monitoring are necessary to bring out, of course, the government machinery is trying to do in this direction a lot, but we are the one who will make the difference. The limitation, the study is confined to Gujarat state only. It observes awareness and perception of respondents only, and awareness and perception of other stakeholders, maybe parents, maybe industrialists, that has not been studied. So that can be taken as the scope for further studies, and the study can be extended to other states or national level, and the other stakeholders can be also incorporated. How it is useful, the policymakers will come to know that what is yet to be done, in whether whatever is going in a particular direction is the right direction, it is going to give meaningful results or meaningful outcome or not, and accordingly necessary steps can be taken. So thank you.
Thank you, Dean Madam. Sir, Jury Madam. Jury.
My first question is that you have in your Gujarat, is the national education policy has been implemented?
Yes, sir.
From which year? This is first question.
First, undergrads, first year.
First year.
Yes.
That is from this year only.
Yes.
So, I just want to ask that you have studied to measure the awareness and perception of the national education policy among the teachers and students of your Gujarat. And for this reason, you have collected sample totally 528. 204 from the teachers and 324 from the students. And you have done convenience sampling. Do you think that this sampling technique is adequate enough to represent the universe? First one is, what is the universe?
Infinite.
Infinite.
We cannot say infinite, madam.
Gujarat, all university students. So it's difficult to reach out to all. And that is why whatever is possible within our reach.
You don't reach out, madam. Statistics is there, websites are there, statistics is there. You know the number.
How can I
you
say
cannot
it
say
is
infinite.
It
It is
can't
a
be.
finite number is known, enrollment is there, yeah.
Next
Tell the
one.
number.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tell the number, because if you do not have a total calculation about the universe, selection of the sample and on the basis of your convenience, that doesn't represent.
All undergraduate colleges students and postgraduate colleges institutions students, sir.
Yeah, next, sir. Next.
Next, madam. Then
See, you have taken UG students, you have taken PG students. Have you taken even PhDs also?
No, ma'am.
Definitely the perception will be different.
Yes, ma'am.
Have
Yes,
you
ma'am.
differentiated that result? I have not seen. I see the overall perception.
Yes.
And for you, the overall perception also I cannot take now because it is very, very in an infant stage. We in Karnataka, we have rolled out 3 batches. So our perception will be
withdrawn.
better compared to just first semester or 3 months perception.
1 minute. Sir.
You cannot go for the awareness and perception. Maybe only awareness will give a better result for you.
Perception we tried. The reason is first for the first year student the syllabi and all is already implemented. For the second year we are preparing them that now you are going these first year students are going in the second year, but those who are already in the second year, third year, they are going for their PG courses and all. Then we have to acquaint them about these new changes, 4 years undergrad program, 1 year PG program, research degree universities, only teaching universities. These components, if they do not understand, or going beyond books, going beyond classroom, this pedagogy, if they don't understand, they are used to preparing notes and all this.
Thank you, madam. Thank you for your answer.
So
Thank you for your
it
questions,
is necessary, ma'am.
Yeah, it is a NEP is too much debatable. Still in the parliament also they are debating. It has to be debated and debated. Now I welcome the no, sir. She has given advice. Only girls are unaware. Girls awareness should be created. Yeah. Now.
One line is, we are the drivers of this major educational reform, and we must be ready to make that change. That is what I said, creating, communicating, delivering
change
value.
is only permanent.
We are
According
the
to the
change
madam,
makers.
change is only permanent. We have to be adjust according to the permanent. Now I invite the Professor W.K. Sarvade sir to come out to the dais, say some word. And as per the timings is given, we have completed. I congratulate on the presenter.
One question.
And,
my humble one question
NEP?
to the manager. No. NEP gone.
Gone, okay.
My humble question is.
Thank you, madam.
That, okay.
One, एक के बाद साहब. NEP question? Okay. Suggestion.
When there is, I am not very good student of research. When there is one dependent variable and many independent variables, awareness is dependent. So we lose, increase the standard of errors. Because 5% will be 25%, right? So when you have many independent variables, do not go for independent t-tests, multiple independent t-tests. Always go for regression and find out interaction effects. So when you have a one ANOVA, two ANOVA, three ANOVA, so you have ANOVA as a dependent variable. Other variables should be an independent variables so that you can suppress the errors. Otherwise, the results will not be valid. Just a suggestion. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Achha,
hello, Chennappa sir.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Just a minute.
Yes, sir.
Your presentation is over.
Yes, sir.
All the presentations have been done.
Over, sir.
So my humble suggestion, not as a jury member, but as a policy matter, previously I saw that if there is only one presenter, then some other presenters, according to their seriality, they are being called to present. So that, but this time I have not seen this one because I am a very old person regarding all these things since last 20 years. So I am suggesting our honorable president also to look into it, and the next incoming president also, for the next time, at least 2-3 presentations should be there so that the judges can adjudge the real quality of the papers.
No, if a person is not there, at least the next seniority or the rank wise can be taken. Here only one person is representing a technical session.
Yeah, they left to madam then organize. Now I invite the Professor W.K. Sarvade. He is completing his tenure successfully as a president of ICA, and a new president will be taken over. And this occasion, I invite him to say grace the occasion and give some small message to us.
Yes. Yeah, honorable Dais and my dear friends, that 2 hours, just I am also attending this session one, I really enjoyed one. Most of the research papers were really good one. They applied research methodology, then different tools and techniques, and particularly testing of hypothesis one. The new researchers also, they tried to put before this audience one. Really, it is very good one. Few papers, we have seen very good papers. 2-3 papers that they were trying to put before the audience, but some lack of information about hypothesis testing and then samples one and universe, these things one, but really good one. But always it is request to all the chairman and co-chairpersons of the seminar and the technical session, first, second, third one. While recommending any of the paper to this particular session, they must be thoroughly see and properly, and then recommend that particular papers. Because when the chairmans and co-chairmans, when they will recommend proper papers one, then the jury members, they will select properly and then give the proper justice to that particular research only. Otherwise, there should not be any confusion, there should not be any doubt, there should not be any, nobody should say like this, that all the research papers, they have not got the opportunity to present here one. Very, very few and selective paper, we must be present here, this BBAY. It is a very prestigious award one. And now the jury members, that really we are very much thankful to the Nirmala madam, then Devratna Mitra ji, then D. Chinnappa sir, then Seema Mahilaut madam one. Really they have very judged properly one. All office bearers also, they are sitting in this hall. And all past president also, they are sitting in this hall. Means we are taking very keen interest in the research one. It's a very good things one. So I congratulate all jury members and the research scholars, those who are present here, and teachers also. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I welcome the Vice President of this ICA. Please come over and greet the people. Yeah. Yes. My name is Professor Chennappa. His name is Professor Jayappa. Please welcome him with your.
Don't confuse the names. So good afternoon, everyone. So yesterday also our all juries can select a good papers on that basis till morning to till. So we enjoy the entire session. So with all papers are research papers, and in this regard, so in the coming years also we go in the higher level for this session. So thank you one and all.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Now I invite the senior-most person, retired professor who has been long-term associating to this ICA. He is none other than the Professor Ravindra Vinayak, sir. Please come over and say some messages in the valedictory. Now this BBA award. And now Guru Charan Singh sir, now the Balvinder song, sir. Yeah.
Thank you very much for giving me an opportunity to share my views. The young researchers are doing a wonderful job. Let's applaud them, because it's the new life members who are being inducted, new researchers who are being inducted to the fold of ICA. They are doing very good research. Now the issue is like one of the reasons you were giving the suggestions to the chairpersons and co-chairpersons that they should go through the process of scrutinizing effectively. Now it is for us to ensure, first of all, that while selecting the chairpersons and co-chairpersons, only those type of people are selected who have research orientation. So that is my simple suggestion to each one of you. ICA, long live ICA. Thank you very much.
I call upon Professor Guru Charan Singh sir. He has been acted as a returning officer for long period. He has seen very transparency in voting, and congratulate him. And yeah, dynamic method. Under his returning officer only, I being elected as executive editor for the managing the Indian Journal of Commerce. Thank you, sir. Just to take a minute of time. Yeah.
Thank you very much. As Dr. Vinayak have already told you that it is just a suggestion. Please, when you are going for selection of your or nomination of your chairpersons or co-chairpersons, must have some research orientation. 1, 2. Because I have just listened only 2 papers here. My observations for those researchers and even professors. When you formulate your objectives, please don't use one word to know. K-N-O-W. This is a study which you did. 1. When you do a study, mean either by whatever inferences or findings are being derived out of your study, you are going to share with your colleagues, with your peers, with your public. And if you try to use one word, no, philosophically, that is only you are keeping those findings to your chest. Right? My just humble suggestion is, whenever using these types of words, kindly be careful. 1. 2. Somebody was talking about that this is infinite population. Be sure when you are making your research methodology, whether the numbers which you are using, that is finite or infinite. As a teacher to us, when we are a teacher, we are from some universities, we are from some states, we know exact number, that this is the number of the faculty, and you cannot say that there is an infinite number. These are few suggestions, because whatever we understand from there as a what you call audience, that is our observation. Please take care in future. Thank you. God bless you all.
Thank you, sir. Now I invited the Professor Balwinder Singh. He has acted as a secretary for a long time. Even the properly, very technically, professionally, constitutionally conducted the all general body meetings, and when the document is circulated, he is checked twice, thrice, without any spelling mistakes, any grammar mistakes. He was very professionally organized. Thank you very much, sir. We invited your suggestions.
Remember this, this is a family. We are a family. Whenever we give suggestions, when we raise a points, it is not opposing or supporting someone. It is a forum where discussions should take place. My message to researchers from this field, because I have hope for them. Some persons come here for some other purposes. Let them be there. Okay, you go for EC, you go for some other persons. But the main purpose of ICA is academic. So when many researchers, they are coming to this, be positive. Sometimes your paper is selected, sometimes your paper is not selected, right? But your paper has a value. So those papers can find places in journals also. So if where sometimes we think that we should not, some person should not ask questions from us. We have a ego, if somebody will ask questions, I will not be able to provide the answers, मेरी बेइज्जती हो जाएगी. समझ लीजिए आपकी इज्जत ही नहीं है. तो बेइज्जती कहाँ से हो जाएगी? Let there be openness towards suggestions, because this is a place where people are giving you some suggestions without getting a single penny. Whenever your paper is rejected, you are getting ideas for 2 more papers, right? This is the time to reveal the research. Out of my 137 papers with many A and B categories, with 2,000 citations, only 37 are being cited. This means the remaining research is not useful for the outer world. So this is the time now to have a meaningful research. Please do not be prisoners of softwares. There are open source softwares. Don't go for SPSS or some other softwares. Jamovi is very good software. Gretel is very good software. Blue Sky is very good software, open source, developed by academicians, which can be used by researchers. So when you are using these softwares, we have a sensitivity analysis. In Jamovi, when you change a value, the results will be automatically changed. So this means you can find out the impact of outliers on your results. If I remove the result, what will be my results? If I add this observation, what will be my results? So this is a place where you should engage yourself in discussions with others with open mind. Have criticism, learn from criticism, because ultimately what matters is A-star publication or A publication. So these are the podiums. These are many good professors who have come here. Have interaction with them, learn from them. Always have a positive attitude in your life. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Really, thank you, sir. Now, really, I thank to our all jury members. Thanking to the Professor Devabrata Mitra. He is a Vice Chancellor of one of the famous West Bengal universities. Really, Nirmala Madam, thank you for your inputs, wonderful inputs, financial, statistical tools inputs. And again, thank you, Seema Madam, quite sitting silently. and thank you all the delegates. Really, it's a very wonderful, good platform. Good platform is there to explore about our academic knowledge. And ICA, it is one of the bright childs. And really, thank you. And I also thank the ICA, particularly University of Delhi and Jindal University, giving me this wonderful opportunity to organize and chairing and jurying and all the factors. And thank you this Google Form also searching this auditorium. And thank you, Ananda. Thank you, madam. We can propose the formal vote of thank.
Yes. Although you've done the job easy for me, thank you so much, sir. Thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'll do a quick vote of thanks because we have up next the valedictory ceremony. So, on behalf of the Indian Commerce Association, I, Rupina Popli, being the session coordinator, would like to thank Dr. Amit Pratap Singh, our chief guest in absentia, all our jury members, Professor D. Chinappa, Professor Seema Mahilawat, Professor Nirmala K, and Professor Devabrata Mitra for their time and efforts in finalizing all the best track presenters. So all the award details will be announced for all the presenters in the valedictory ceremony. And thank you so much all the amazing audience for your time and patience in being a part of this ceremony. Thank you so much. Have a great day ahead.
The lunch, madam, please announce the lunch. Where is the lunch? Lunch is at the lunch is at the T4 is there.
Same place, sir.
Same place where you
Same
are
place
carrying
as
the lunch
earlier.
is there. Please
And the
go and lunch.
valedictory ceremony will be in the same hall.
Not
So-
same hall, backside the hall. Backside the hall. General body meeting, where the general body meeting held, the backside hall, general, we are going to have the valedictory function. Now those,
Sir, same hall.
Same hall?
Same hall, please. Valedictory ceremony is here
Same
only,
hall.
please.
Okay, fine.
Same place. Same place, so you can enjoy your lunch and be back
Please
here.
come back.
Please do come back for the valedictory ceremony. Thank you once again.
same. I'm a valedictory session according to the given program sheet. It's going to start at 2 o'clock, sir. 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. valedictory section, Global Auditorium, first floor, Ratan Jindal Academic Block, Terminal 3, OP Jindal Global University. Not a terminal, sir. It is a Tower 3. Terminal means same place. It is the same place. T3 means Tower 3, not Terminal 3. Don't look about the flight terminals. T is equal to Tower. Tower 3 is there. In this block only, here only, same place. Please have delicious lunch and come back. We are at 2 o'clock without failing there. Yeah.